Hi guys, welcome back. Well, yesterday me and my brother did a big move of all of our products from our current fulfillment warehouse back here to our home office in preparation to go somewhere else. Anyway, that's a long story to say. I feel like I've been hit by a truck. I am in desperate need of a wash. My hair is feeling very dry at the ends. And I thought today, as a celebrity hairdresser, basically what I want to teach you as far as my basic blowout. The tools, the tricks, the methods. So if you've struggled with blowing out your own hair and giving yourself a blowout that is bouncy and shiny and looks like it's done by a pro, follow along. I'm excited to share some tips with you. First, I'm gonna go wash my hair. I just got these out of my shower. I am really into the Wella Professionals Ultimate Repair line. So it comes with shampoo and conditioner, and then it comes with a spray, it's kind of like a detangler, and then a leave-in cream, and then also a mask. So I'm gonna use all of those today. This was sent to me in PR. I didn't buy them, but I've really grown to like them a lot. And I'm gonna put my hair up in a kitsch towel, which is, I just like the leopard print, but it's you definitely don't want to use a towel, a regular towel that you use on your body, because those long fibers, your hair gets caught in them. It causes breakage, it causes frizz, and you definitely want a dedicated hair towel. And then I'm going to show you the rest when I'm out of the shower. So see you in a minute. Okay, I'm out of the shower and clearly have put on a little bit of a makeup. I wash my hair with Wella. Usually I like to get my hair out of the hair towel pretty soon after, once I do my face, my moisturizer and my skincare. But because I put on makeup, it's a little bit drier than I typically like, but really want to, while the moisture is still in your hair from the water from the shower, you really want to get it going before that moisture evaporates, because you want to lock it in. So I don't know if that makes sense, but I like to do it quickly. So usually I blow dry my hair and then put them on my makeup. But because of what's happening, I'm filming. But because I'm filming today, I want to show you, I did my makeup first and then I'm doing my hair, but normally do the opposite. So I love the detangler from 7-second detangler from Unite or Untie, I can't remember. That is my all-time favorite detangler. It is the perfect, you leave it in 7 seconds and then you just glide your brush through. I'm out of it right now, but since this was sent to me in PR, I thought I'd been using this and I really like it. It's the Wella Ultimate Repair Miracle Hair Rescue Treatment. It has AHA and omega-9, instant long-lasting repair and protection inside and out. So I take my towel to just kind of save my floors a little bit, and I like place it behind my hair. So it catches all the excess instead of it flying on the floor and making it sticky. And I kind of think of applying hair product kind of the way chefs adjust salt, add salt to a dish, is they kind of hold their hands really high so that the salt kind of disperses over the food evenly, instead of if you're down low on the plate, then it just clumps onto one part. So I like to hold my product, whatever it is, a little bit far from my hair so that it gets evenly distributed. I like to put in detanglers and leave-in treatments kind of on the bottom 3/4 of my hair, because I want this blowout to last me, so I don't want to put anything super oily or hydrating too close to my roots. I do not enjoy blowing out my own hair, so I want this to last. I let that sit for a second, and now I'm gonna go. So I went and grabbed this out of my professional hairstyling kit. This is what I bring with me to work, only because I wanted to let you know that I have medium density hair, medium thickness, super frizzy. Some parts are really curly, some parts are really straight. I want to show you what I do for my type of hair, but if you have fine hair or super thick or curly hair, it will be adjusted depending. I always have a mix of products. So if you have really fine hair, medium hair, or thick hair, I kind of always start with this rose. It's the Root Lift Spray. It's pre-dry spray volume and hold. So it's before you dry your hair. I love this, kind of think of it as a primer the way you do for your makeup. This stuff is amazing. It's super lightweight. It is malleable. It doesn't get goopy or sticky. I just am obsessed with this. And it's for your roots, but I spray it all over your hair, concentrating the majority of your roots. If you want volume out your roots, this is gonna be your best friend. So I love this. If you have very thick hair and you wanna blow it out, curly hair, you don't have to blow out your curls. This is just a blowout tutorial. So I love these two things, Briogeo Farewell Frizz, Rosarco Milk Leave-In Conditioning Spray. This is amazing. And I also like the Orbe Straight Away. It is a smoothing blowout cream. So this is if you have thick, medium to thick curly hair, really frizzy. These are my go-tos. Those are great products. And if you have very fine hair, I really like, I know it's crazy, I really like mousses. It's not crazy, but it's just, this one is the Full-Time Plumping Mousse from Ours. I like this for the same reason I like this. It doesn't get sticky or clumpy. It's very malleable. You can work with it. It's not gonna, cause you problems because you really don't want to see products in your hair. You want it to look like, oh, you just woke up like this and it's just naturally gorgeous. I would say, there's a couple other things in here. Oh, I love this. It's the Kevin Murphy Blow Dry Ever Bounce. This is great. I like to spray this on the ends, and when I'm blowing out and I want that bouncy flip, this is incredible. I don't usually put it on the top of your hair, although you can at the roots, but I just love that little bounce that it gives. So today I've got my leave-in conditioner in. It's been sitting long enough while I've been gabbing. So the other thing is when your hair is wet, it's the most fragile. So you really want to, when you're detangling out of the shower, be gentle, start from the bottom and work your way up. Just like that. It's not, rocket science, but I like to start on the bottom and work my way up. It's a little bit drier than I normally like to start, but that's only because I was putting on makeup for way too long. So the other thing is when I see people blowing out their hair, the difference between an at-home blowout and a salon blowout by a pro are a couple things. One of them is when I watch people apply products, it's not enough and it's not evenly distributed enough. So I always start at the bottom of my, at the base of my hairline, and I take like the first inch. Also, I'm gonna be using a power pin in gold from my brand Daybreak Beauty. I love using this tool because not only can you use it to section, but you also hold it up. You can hold the hair up that you want to keep out of the way while you're styling. So you can see that's not a lot of product. I'm going to start gently applying product to my hair. That is a little hard. So I'm going to gently start applying product to my hair. And I say gently, I always give it a pre-spray because you don't want to go too gloopy with your products. You want to feel like they're evenly distributed in a very light hand. So light layers, just like makeup. So always shake your products because stuff settles. I don't know the formula in here in this magic can, but I love this. But you always want to shake it. So hold out your hair and evenly spray it from roots to ends. This is not an oily product, so I can really spray it from roots to end. Okay, and I'm gonna just work my way up in little sections and evenly, lightly apply the product so that it's evenly coated. Now that I've gotten to the top of my head, I want to put my part in, and I have a big gray patch here, so I typically part my hair on this side because there's less grays. It's a very scientific reason of why I choose this part. You can use this tool to make your parts as well, or sections. So that's about right. So because I want some volume at the roots, I want a bouncy blowout. I'm gonna really at the top of your head, this is where you really want to focus at the roots to get the most bang for your buck. And you can see I'm being generous with it. And I'm a little bit closer because I want the product to be concentrated at the root. And I'm giving it just a little light tug, nothing too crazy, because the more you agitate the hair, the frizzier it's going to get. So And then for the rest, I'm holding it a little bit farther again. Now I do want bounce, so I'm gonna put a little bit of this Ever Bounce on just the ends. Both of these products smell incredible. Now, normally I would give my hair a rough dry, just kind of like rough dry it. I still am gonna do it a little bit, but because my hair is already dried from waiting while I was doing makeup, normally if it's like sopping wet, it takes a minute. And after I apply my products, I also like to give it a little gentle brush through to kind of help distribute them. Turn it off or turn down the heat, and that's very annoying. So I'm gonna turn it on, it's gonna get loud. I'm gonna rough dry my hair for about 30 to 60 seconds just to kind of get some of the moisture out. And then we're gonna start to blow out. On and off. Facing down, because you want to close the cuticles. All right, so I'm in a good spot. You can see all my frizz is starting to come out. And I'm gonna start again with the same kind of ear to ear section. And I'm going to pull up the rest of my hair so it's out of the way, just like that. And I'm gonna start to blow these two sections. I'm gonna just split it in half. My favorite brushes are the Spornet Mixed Bristle. These have been in my kit. My mentor, the man I used to assist and now my best friend, Mark Townsend, used Spornet, so I've just always used Spornet. I love them. The white bristles pick up the hair, and then the boar bristles at the bottom smooth out the hair. So it's just like it's a perfect brush in my opinion. I've tried some other ones, and I always come back to Spornet. This is my favorite blowout brush, and I have two sizes today. This is a medium. They have one smaller, but this is large and medium. Put the round brush at the roots of your hair and give it one pull out, because what you don't want to do when there's heat pointing at your hair, you don't want to encounter a tangle because it will cause breakage. So you want to get all the tangles out before you put the heat on. Then I'm right-handed, I'm gonna switch to my left hand. Place it at the roots of the hair. So I'm gonna hold the hair in place. I'm gonna turn on the blow dryer. I'm gonna start with the nozzle pointing down, and I'm gonna slowly work it in. You'll see me turning the brush a couple times. What I'm doing is polishing the cuticles down. So I'm gonna start to go like this, polish, polish, polish. Always keeping tension in your wrist, not at your neck, because you're gonna get a neck ache if you do that. It's also when I'm giving blowouts, the tension is always in my wrist, not in the person's neck. Watch this section. Make sure it's hot. That repeated motion is what gives the bounce. So it would be one thing if you just dried it, but it's that repeated polishing moment. You're twisting the brush in your fingers as you're doing the heat. And then once you feel like that section is dry, take the heat off and hold the hair in the brush in that pattern just for a second, let it cool down. And when I release it, I give it kind of a little twist, because it will help with that bounce. I'm gonna blow it out, speed this up, and then when I get up here, I'm gonna say it one more time so it's easy to understand. But you can see it's like it's got a little bounce. I love it. All right, let's go. you can see this is where my part is. So I want to take like 1 inch, 1.5 inch section. So I'm going to cut this in half so that, yeah, that's about half-ish. And I'm just going to do here this much. I'm not going to go all the way around because as I get to the front, I like to keep the sections that I've done kind of small so it's easy for me to know what I still need to do. So you can tell like everything under I've already done, and then when I get to the back, I'll just take that section so I'm not missing pieces. If your hair has dried a little bit more than you would like, I mean, this is like kind of a lot of dried hair, even though I dried it, I know, but it's even too dry for me. So I'm gonna give it a light misting of this just to kind of reawaken it. Tiny, tiny bit, not a lot, just a little too dry. And then I'm gonna do this piece right here, just because when I get to the front, I have a few face framing layers that I'm gonna do with the smaller brush. But just so you see, for when you get to the back of your hair, sorry for all this hair, I don't want to dangle, it's distracting. When you get to hard to reach places, go up and around instead of trying to do this, which you can switch back and forth, but I feel like up and around. So again, you're getting rid of those tangles and then place the brush at the roots of the hair, lifting up because you want a little bit of a volume, and then off you go. Now for my little shorter pieces here, I'm gonna take my small brush and I'm gonna work in sections. So this part around my ear, I'm gonna get first. So I'm taking this long bang and putting it over here. It's not saying, just ignore that I said I was gonna put that. So with for the short pieces around my ear, I'm gonna start with first. Same technique. And I'm going to take my bang, I'm going to go up and under. I'm holding the brush perpendicular to my head. And it's the same technique, polishing. So polish, 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 and then hold it kind of where you want it to fall and then pull it out. So you see you got that shape. Now, a trick for when you're drying your own hair, I like to do the two sides that I can see so I can feel that okay, these two are dry. And then it makes finding the wet hair in the back of your head that you can't see easy because you could just feel that, okay, this is dry, but then this is the wet part. So I'm gonna kind of feel for how thick it is and just take that like that. Just like in the front, give it a quick comb through and then change hands, put it at the root, hold it, and then hit it with the heat. And then once you feel like the roots are done, you can kind of turn your head to the side. I've got a mirror right here. And then keep going. Hold it up, let it cool down. Nice and bouncy. And then you want to feel for any pieces that you missed. It feels maybe over here. You can always go back and kind of marry each of those sections you did, just to make sure you've gotten it all. Again, you're emphasizing the bounce at the bottom for the bouncy blowout. And I can do one for like, if you want no volume, slick straight hair, that's a different kind of blowout. But for the most part, we all like a little like bouncy. I mean, I'm speaking for myself. I like bouncy blowouts. I think it's sexy. So now that I'm at the top of my hair, top of my head, I want to show you the way you get volume at the crown of your head, at the top of your head. So I'm going to, instead of holding the brush under like this, like I normally do, sorry, there was a bird. I'm going to hold it on the other side because I want to hit this root with the hair over directed in this direction just for a minute, and you'll see the way it gives the volume, which you can do. And when I'm giving blowouts to my clients, I do this all over their head, but when you're doing it yourself, it's hard to do that on the back of your head. So this is just, you can see I'm over directing. I'm gonna hit it with heat, and then you'll see how I move forward after that. Hold it. And then flip it over, but keeping the brush up. Now you can see there's a little bit of lift there, which is what I just blew in by flipping it over and pulling it up. That's where the lift is. If I hadn't done that, it would have been nice and flat. I'm just gonna repeat this on this last section. My bangs, I'm gonna pull forward. I'll show you that in a second, but we're almost done and my arms are hurting. All right, now most of my hair is done. I just have this frizzy bang, which you can see. The sections that I was working on over here, I was taking them kind of horizontally, perpendicularly, in this direction, down my head. For my bangs, I'm gonna switch to a medium brush, a smaller brush, and I'm going to start to pull it forward like this. I'm gonna over direct it to the other side because it is eventually gonna lay this way. I want a little bit of lift here. And you'll see I'm gonna just, same technique, polish, 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 wrap it around, hold it with the finger, and then hit it with heat. So that's kind of the swoop I'm looking for personally. So I just hold the brush in for a second before I pull it out, and it gives that nice little flirty little, you know, semi-curtain bang. My arms hurts. It's definitely a treat to get your hair blown out because it is a workout for sure. But yeah, I'm really happy with the volume, and I've got some bouncy little ends. And I've got a little bit of volume up here, which I wouldn't have had if I hadn't done that little flippy over thing. So I'm really happy with this blowout. It's got volume, it feels soft, it feels clean, but not like, you know, because I use those good products, my hair doesn't feel sticky. And yeah, I'm gonna stretch this blowout for as many days as possible. I used to be guilty of like 7 to 10 days, but I'm trying to be more like 3 to 5-ish if I'm being honest. So as I'm finishing, I just want to go through and look at my hair. Are there any ends that look, I don't know, not as bouncy, or like I didn't get them as smooth? Are there little parts up here that look frizzy? Overall, I'm pretty happy with it. I really don't want to add more product to my hair because I want it to last, so I'm gonna leave it as is. But you can, if you want the ends to be a little bit like more bouncy, just take your smaller brush, and you don't have to section your hair. You just go grab the ends, the whole half of my head is hair is on this side. Run your brush through, give it a little curl, roll it up and hit it with heat. I'll show you. Take the heat off, let it sit for a second. You'll see when I pull the brush out. Look at that. I mean, it's like real bouncy, which I love. Just when you're walking around, you've got a bouncy little blowout, so chic. I'm gonna balance it on this side. And again, this is not a precise thing. You can just, you know, do it loosely. It's just for the illusion of more bounce. So I wrapped it all around, doing it twice. Make sure it's hot. Really heat it up, pull it out. Yeah, a bouncy little blowout. Comment below on other styles that you want me to show you how to do at home by yourself. And I will see you next time. Cheers.